Hey, this is attorney Elizabeth Potts-Weinstein, and today we're going to talk about how to get a trademark number so you can sign up for Amazon Brand Registry. So for those of you who don't know, the Amazon Brand Registry system is a system that Amazon has to help people who have brands protect their brand. So if you sign up for the system and are approved for that system, you have a bunch of extra resources available for you. So that way, let's say you have a brand that you're using, then someone else starts to copy you and create something that has the same brand. It makes it easier for you to do something about it, is the short answer. There's a whole system of things set up if you are in the Amazon Brand Registry system for you to protect your intellectual property, and not just trademarks, it also helps you with patent disputes and a bunch of other things too. One of the other aspects of it is that you can have more control over your listing, so some random doesn't come in and change things. If you can get on the Amazon Brand Registry system as an Amazon seller, I highly recommend doing that. So how do you do that? So what you need to do to get on the Amazon Brand Registry for your brand is have either a trademark or a pending trademark application. This is it's almost like a loophole in a way for you to get approval much faster than you might ordinarily get approval. Now, this is something that is different from country to country to country, mostly because the trademark systems are different in different countries. In some countries, getting a trademark is actually a fairly simple thing. It's really just a registration and you just fill out forms. You have to give them all the paperwork correctly, and it just takes a few months, if even that. But that's not true in the United States of America. In the United States, to get a trademark, it's still called trademark registration, but it is way more than a registration. You have to apply for it and someone has to evaluate it, an examiner at the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Now, historically, it used to be that you would apply for a trademark application and then 3 months later, they would give you an answer back. And it would still take a couple more months to do all the rest of the paperwork, but you could get it done fairly quickly. That is not true now. Now they are very overwhelmed and very behind. Now, if you file a trademark today, it would take, well, they say they hope for 6 months, but I'm finding it's taking 9 to 12 months for them to even look at your file. It's gonna be a long time before you get that trademark, even if everything goes right and you totally get approved. But here's the thing. With the Amazon Brand Registry program, you don't have to have the trademark, which is gonna take you a year, 2 years, whatever, to do in the United States. You just have to have the number, the serial number for your trademark application. And here's the good news for you about that. If you filed a trademark today and you literally filled out the form correctly, I'm not saying it's going to get approved, but you filled out the form correctly and paid the $250 or whatever it is, depending on how many classes you're in and stuff, for that application, you get the serial number immediately. It's on the last screen. As soon as the payment goes through, then another screen pops up and the serial number's right there. You should also get an email that has a PDF and the serial number's in there. So it should be immediate assuming you filled out the form right and paid the money. Now, you may eventually get denied, which is something you'll have to clean up later with your Amazon Brand Registry. But in the meanwhile, they let you be in the program. So how do you get your trademark on file? Now, I've done videos for you to do it yourself. And I'll post a link somewhere up here, and there'll be a link down in the description for you to see if you can handle filing that yourself. For some of you, that you'll be able to do that. But in 2 cases, you can't. One is because you just can't. Like you looked at it, it's very overwhelming. You're totally not okay with doing it yourself. And the other situation is if you don't reside in the United States. If you're physically located in the United States, you can represent yourself for the United States Patent and Trademark Office. But if you are outside the United States, you have to have a lawyer in the United States file it for you. Yeah, I don't know why. That's just the rule. And it's a fairly new rule. And I think they did it to make it more difficult for people to file trademark applications from outside the United States because they were getting overwhelmed with a ton of applications. And because they came from outside the United States, they took a lot more time and energy for the Patent and Trademark Office to process, because how trademarks are done in other countries is very different. So especially if they're based on a foreign application, it just creates a lot more headaches for them. So I think that's the reason they changed that rule. But that means you have to have a lawyer. Now, I don't take new clients as of the time I'm recording this video, so the lawyer ain't gonna be me. There's a couple different options you have. One of them that may make sense for a lot of you is to use what's called the Amazon IP Accelerator Program. So the Amazon IP Accelerator Program is Amazon went out and found a bunch of law firms that they have a relationship with, in the sense that they have fixed fees and that Amazon has approved. So as of the time I'm recording this, the fixed fees are $600 lawyer fees to file the trademark application. That doesn't include the trademark office's fees, but just the lawyer fees, $600 flat fee at max. And then they charge $500 for a regular search and $1,800 for, I'll just say, a more in-depth fancy search. Those are incredibly reasonable prices. Okay, I charge more than this. So if you're on a budget and you're not comfortable with doing it yourself, this is a great way to approach it. And my understanding is that because they're in the Amazon kind of system, they don't work at Amazon, they're independent law firms, but that the brand registry will go through faster because they kind of are getting on the back end. That's my understanding from everything that I've read. So if you have no relationship with a lawyer, you have no idea who to hire, and you're doing it for the Amazon brand registry purposes, then this may make a lot of sense for you. The fees are very reasonable. I can't tell you what their quality of their work is, because that's just like every lawyer is different, and these law firms have multiple lawyers, and it really just depends on which lawyer is working on your stuff. But you at least can get it on file. Now, of course, hiring your own attorney is a great idea if you have the budget for it. I think developing a relationship with a trademark attorney who has experience filing applications, especially applications that are similar to yours in a similar situation, similar industry, similar type of application, is a great idea, because you want someone to help you with a strategy for protecting your brand. You may want to file multiple trademark applications, and you may need to send cease and desist letters and enforce your trademark. And if that's true, then having a lawyer will be a great resource for you. But this is one way to do it. I would actually recommend doing this over some of the online filing systems like, LegalZoom and Trademark Engine and Trademarkia and things like that. Because if you're just doing it for the Amazon brand registry, or that's your main purpose, it makes sense to stay in that ecosystem. I'm going to be doing a video in the future that compares and contrasts the other online filing systems, and so you can see what you pay for and what you get in those programs. But as the time I'm recording this, it's not up there yet. It will be linked down below once I get that up there. Well, the last thing I wanted to address is the fact that they have to match. So when you file a trademark application, it's over a very specific brand that you have, that exact trademark has to be what your Amazon brand is. This can get messed up for people because sometimes they'll have different punctuation, different way the brand is kind of listed. If you put a space, not a space, you have a dash, that kind of stuff. If you use the word the or not, it has to match perfect. So make sure that when you're filing the trademark application, that the trademark that you're claiming is going to match what your Amazon brand is. Again, this is attorney Elizabeth Potts-Weinstein. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, feel free to post them in the comments below, and I'll try to point you in the right direction. Thumbs up if you found this helpful. Subscribe for more videos like this. And you can look down in the description below for information about the Discord, so you connect with other people like you, the Patreon, all that other kind of stuff. So thanks a lot for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.